all over there at the Ultimates variant cover is Vixen. No, that's not Vixen. Who is that?
Vixen's DC.
Yeah, Vixen's DC. Who is that, though? But Vixen, speaking of Vixen, DC character, she has the amulet.
Yeah, she has an amulet that when she touches it, she can call upon the spirit of an animal and she gains its abilities.
Right.
She was really popular in Justice League Unlimited. She had a pretty big role. Is it Miss Marvel?
Was that Kamala Khan?
It looks like
okay. Never mind then. I stand completely corrected.
So she has that special amulet, and it gives her the powers of animals, so she could run as fast as a cheetah. And I know there are several moments where she gets an elephant, so she's super, she's a model, her alter. Well,
and she doesn't change her appearance; she just takes on the characteristics of those creatures.
So she has the weight of an elephant and the force of an elephant. Mm-hmm. She's a model figure. She's
Beast Boy.
The dichotomy is
yeah, Beast Boy. But yeah, it's a good. That's actually right there. But if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, she's obviously featured on there at this point in time, and then also she has that cartoon.
Yeah, it's was it 10-15 minutes?
It's kind of like what they're going to do with
Constantine.
It's unfortunate.
And she has a one-shot out now, a Rebirth one-shot, and she's going to be a part of the team for Justice League of America, which should be happening this month.
Yeah.
There's a Batman character that's African American. It's Batwing.
Batwing, yep, which is
but they changed
Lucius Fox's...
Well, it's his son now, but he wasn't originally.
Before, when the New 52
Africa.
first started, he was a member of Batman Incorporated, and
he was the Batman of Africa.
Yes, but now they've changed it, so now it's Luke Fox's son.
Yeah.
It's Luke Fox, isn't it?
Or Lucius Fox.
And it's Luke is his name.
Lucius Fox's son, whose name is
Luke Fox. Yeah.
Very imaginative people.
Yeah, not confusing at all, right? But the other one that we wanted to talk about real quick was... John Stewart.
Yes.
The Green Lantern.
First Black Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Who is also...
Well, go ahead.
Well, he was also a Marine, or he served as a Marine for quite a while. And then, of course, that's when he got the power ring. But that was after Hal Jordan was possessed by Parallax and massacred a large portion of the Green Lantern Corps. And so to kind of counteract that, the Guardians of the Universe implemented that each sector would have now 2 Green Lanterns.
Right.
So that's how John Stewart came into the picture.
That's after Kyle Rayner resurrected the Corps then, because Hal Jordan as Parallax destroyed the Corps completely and killed all the Guardians but one.
Yep.
Or something. No, he killed them all, and then Kyle Rayner...
was the last
and
Lantern.
Became Ion, and then resurrected the entire Corps.
Yeah, he infused with the actual entity of willpower.
Ion.
Mm-hmm.
Ion.
Yeah, Ion. And resurrected the Corps by recharging the battery and resurrecting all the Guardians or making new ones or something. But yeah, and that's when they did the designation that there'd be 2 lanterns for every sector, ours being 2814. Mm-hmm. John Stewart, first Black Green Lantern, arguably one of the best, without question.
And probably going to be, it's going to be his and Hal Jordan's movie, from what we understand.
Yeah, the Green Lantern Corps movie, it's going to be a buddy cop thing.
Lethal Weapon in space.
Which is...
It's going to be amazing.
It's kind of funny because Lethal Weapon is Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
Yeah, that was a common tag team back in the mid-'80s all the way through the mid-'90s is you had...
The crazy white guy with the very stern black guy?
Yep.
Oh, man. How far we've come.
Oh my God, I'm telling you. All the way to Bad Boys.
Well, unless Hal Jordan's Judge Reinhold and John Stewart's Eddie Murphy from Beverly Hills Cop.
God,
no. Oh, no.
But yeah, that's another one too, is Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
2 white guys, and because they had to have 2 whites to counteract Eddie Murphy's crazy. Oh, we were so racist.
Well, then they had 48 Hours, which was Nick Nolte, who's equally as crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
That quote from 30 Rock where he was talking about NBC in the past.
Yeah.
He said, well, they had to do some certain changes with the cast because they thought having 2 black men on TV would make the white audience nervous, a rule that they still use today.
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second.
Did Jack McBrayer say that?
Yes.
As he goes today.
His great voice.
Oh, 30 Rock.
What are you thinking about, Cody?
For black superheroes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we got one more we're going to end on, but it's more of a social lesson that we're going to end on.
I don't know. Jon Stewart's interesting still. Like, it's because he's not like a lot of the other Lanterns. I mean, it was the idea that he was kind of going to be the opposite of Hal Jordan in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
He's
now
or mechanical engineering or something he has a degree in, and so all his constructs are super well thought out.
Yeah, and now what's cool about the Green Lanterns and stuff is that we still have Hal Jordan, we still have Jon Stewart, but they've taken more leadership roles in the actual Corps itself, and that's why we now have Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz.
Yes,
and those are technically the Guardians of 2814.
Yeah.
Right, and then
they stay on Earth.
Their Earth designation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm currently reading that book, and it's really good.
Yeah, the Phantom Lantern storyline was really good.
Yeah, I loved how it was. They really like to play on the psychology of emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it so well that it's not like they're like beating you over the head with some idea like, oh, it's rage, or something like that. But it's these nuances and the way that they play with the characters and the philosophies that solidify each Corps is just so well done.
Eventually, and I know Maher's listening because he approached me about this today, we are going to do a Lantern Corps specific, probably at least one episode, where we kind of talk about, break down, and discuss major characters that partake of those individual lights.
Have we been talking about Green Lanterns that much that we have to explain it?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, and that coupled with my, Masterpieces in World Lit project that I have to do for college, so, and I've talked to him about it too, so, but...
Well, no, I mean, it's just the fact that Jon Stewart is so wildly different from both Kyle Rayner and Hal Jordan and even Guy Gardner, who is literally like Casey Jones from Ninja Turtles. Let's give him a power ring and see what happens.
Well, and Guy Gardner eventually, or at one point in time, became a Red Lantern.
He was the Red Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, he's mad. He's angry all the time. But the one person that we want to talk about before we get out of here and move on is Martian Manhunter.
Yes.
Who, although Martian, has the ability to make himself look any way he chooses to look. And if we know anything about the strife of a Green Martian on Mars, is that the Green Martians were hunted down and ultimately all but exterminated by the White Martians on Mars, which is ironic in and of itself. But when John Jones decides, and of course this didn't happen in Silver Age, this happened more recently, in the last 30 years, 40 years, or whatever. When John Jones decides to show himself as human, he presents himself as African American.
Like in the Supergirl TV show, or in the Justice League War movie, and I think something else. Mm-hmm. But he has portrayed himself as a black man. And it's funny because when you think about it, the white Martians are trying to exterminate the colored Martians. Yeah. It's a really, I never really thought of it that way, but it's a really interesting take on it.
And to psychologically think about, how does John Jones think at that point in time? Because he chooses to take on the appearance of a race in this country that we're spending, quite a bit of time on today, talking about, Black History Month, that have been subjugated to such horrifying things in our country. For him to take on that appearance, to kind of shoulder that pain himself, it's familiar to him, I think. And I think that's why he does it.
I think in a weird way he feels comfortable because he's like, I relate to you because of this happened to me. Mm-hmm. And he watched his whole family die because of the genocide of the Green Martians by the White Martians.
Right. Yeah, and I think that there's a valuable lesson for us to learn from, someone that was ultimately replaced by an African American in Cyborg in Justice League.
Touch on him. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and we could touch on any number of people. Now Deadshot's African American, due to Will Smith in that movie, but Floyd Lawton's always been,
He's
Caucasian.
Always been portrayed as white, but they cast a black man.
And Will Smith killed it.
He did.
Greatest movie of the year. And then Black Manta.
It's the greatest movie of the year in 2017, bro.
It can be because I watched it this year. Okay, and until Justice League comes out, then that'll be the greatest movie of the year.
Wonder Woman.
Just to say, you're skipping Wonder Woman, bro.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I said Justice League will be the greatest movie of the year.
Second greatest.
I don't know.
Wonder Woman.
I don't know. Logan looks amazing. But and then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's gonna be sick as shit. Black Manta, Black Lightning. I mean, obviously,
Not the
racially,
Not the best. Oh,
racial-
Static Shock.
Static
What
Shock,
happened?
another
like,
one.
DC owns the rights to. Why have we not seen a Static Shock? comic
Because
book?
I
I think that would be a great project for young animals.
no, I don't think they could pull that off. I think
No?
that Static Shock needs to be more in the lines of what they're doing with Flash.
Like as like a CW thing, or
Not necessarily a CW thing. Maybe, because they're doing Black Lightning is going to Fox,
Yeah, but
That's a
CW's
thing?
getting another one.
and CW's getting another one, but I don't think it's going to be Static Shock.
Well, they haven't announced who it is yet either. It'd be cool if it was. I actually would watch it.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, I used to watch the cartoon.
But I
and
think
it was
we're all,
endlessly
like-
entertaining. But
I think we're all having our fingers crossed for like a Dick Grayson thing.
oh, Nightwing would be amazing.
Nightwing would be so good, but they would have to cancel. Well, they wouldn't have to because that's on Fox. But
well, I mean, Arrow.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird to have. I mean, DC wouldn't do it because they would be competing with themselves with having a Grayson TV show and Gotham. You know what I mean?
Well, but Gotham is such a far departure of anything that we know about Bruce Wayne's origin. Like, this is at this point in time, it's complete make believe because in real comic world, we don't know who the Joker is, and what they're doing with
Jerome Valeska.
Jerome he's the Joker. I mean, it's blatantly obvious. He he stapled his own face back on. I mean, that is a direct storyline.
Yeah, that is.
I mean,
New 52. Stuff.
Yeah, and that now they're at a carnival, and that's where the winter finale ended. Is they're at a carnival, and he's got his face pulled back, and so the grin is there, and he's got this like crazy like carnival hat on or whatever, and he's got Bruce Wayne all painted up like he did with Barbara Gordon. I mean, that is. If Bruce Wayne grows up to be Batman in Gotham universe, in that universe,
He's
and
gonna
doesn't know who the
Joker-
fuck the Joker is,
Not the world's
then
greatest detective.
not the world's greatest detective.
Not by any means.
I mean, so what they're doing with Gotham is its own thing. That has to be taken completely separate from anything else that they do.
Okay.
Black Lightning's going to Fox. We're getting another CW show at some point in time, unless for some reason it was the Constantine 10-minute cartoon thing that they were going to announce, which I really hope it wasn't. But I would love to see. I would love to see Dick Grayson.
Well, other than Dick Grayson, what else do you
If
think?
it was Grayson, it'd be cooler. Because if they did a Nightwing style show, like where he's Nightwing, I almost wonder if it would be too much to compete with Arrow. And so,
Well, Arrow is getting ready to end.
That's what I was thinking.
Arrow has one more season after this season, and so they could introduce and slow roll a Grayson launch. But the problem is that in order to launch Grayson, you need Batman.
Well, my
Quite
thought
obviously.
was do the Grayson comic book storyline where he was a member of Spiral, and do
So
Spies-
you don't put his backstory technically with Batman raising him, and
I mean,
well,
you
you still could use it as like flashbacks or something,
or you could do it in
kind of like they did with Arrow with his time on the island. How old was that motherfucker on the island? Are they still doing this?
no, I think they're going to bring an Earth 2 character into
they
it.
could do Supergirl, where they don't necessarily they talk about Batman,
Well-
but they don't have to show him.
I read an article. God, I forget who it was. Anyway, read an article, and with everything going on with Supergirl, with the storyline, with the lesbian storyline, with Alex and the cop
Maggie. Yeah.
If they were to bring another show into CW, why not? Why bring it on Earth 1? Why not make it on Earth 2? So that Supergirl has a constant crossover that she can do without having to go through portals created by
Isn't
Vibe.
she like Earth 17 or something crazy?
Whatever it is. Oh, I thought it was Earth 2.
I think it's Earth 17.
17? Earth 17. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, Earth 17.
Yeah.
And they've already made reference to my cousin working with someone in Gotham that uses gadgets,
Yeah.
but not have it be Batman.
You're thinking like a Batwoman?
Batwoman.
Batwoman would be a lot of fun. But it'd be kind of weird because Batwoman now in the comics is dating Maggie.
Point.
Oh.
You just helped me
Don't-
prove my point!
Don't tear away the couple. Alex is so happy.
Love triangle.
Oh, God. Let's stay away from love triangles for a long time.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving on. That sums it up. I mean, Cyborg. Obviously, we're going to see him